Hi everybody, it's Pet of the Potter in Maggie Valley, North Carolina. We're going to continue on our turning series now. We're going to make a simple vessel like we take off the wheel head called a You-Know-Me. It's here's my bat system here, here's a shim, here's the bat. I'm going to put the bat into the system. I'm going to snug it up. Okay, take a little water here and clean the bat. We're going to make a drinking vessel called a You-Know-Me. That's a You-Know-Me. It's a Japanese drinking vessel, and we squash the top of this vessel, and it's used for primarily cold liquids. And we make this vessel at Pet of the Potter out of 1.25 pounds of clay. And of course we take the clay out of the bag as we usually do. Okay, there's our clay. I'm getting ready to pat it in. We're going to make it into a circle here, and this is about the extent of my wedging, other than coning on the wheel. Very important to cone on the wheel. So we got this nice and smooth on the bottom. Put it on the wheel. I got to take my ring off here because you don't really want to turn in your rings. If you turn in your rings, the grit in the clay will absolutely wear out the back of your ring. Okay, here we go. We're going to start centering this piece of clay. 1.25 pounds, or 1.25 pounds. For you guys overseas, I have no clue what the kilogram weight of this would be. Probably a half a kilo. Probably a half a kilo would be exactly correct. Doing a little coning practice here. That creates the wedging of the clay. Just pull that down to you. And this is a tall vessel, so we want to keep this this center ball of clay here right in the middle of the wheel. Not too big a ball. Alrighty, we're going to drop the hole right now. Got a little air bubble in there, but it turned out. Come in here and get the floor going. Take a needle tool. You want to check your floor. If you make the floor too thin, you're going to be in trouble. It's about 1/4 inch, which to me is just perfect. Alrighty, we're going to massage the hole here. I'm going to pull the floor. It's just pulling directly to you. Not too wide. Compressing the floor right now. We're compressing the floor. And then when I start my pots, anything that gets a swirl in it, like cups or vases or things like that, I put that little turning swirl right into that pot right now. And now we're going to start to pull it up. I'm using a pinching pull, and what I'm doing is I'm going to push my thumb up onto my finger, and we're going to keep the clay going up at that angle. The first pull, I don't know why I say first pull, second pull, but I usually do. There's a second pull. Second pull, there it is. Take a sponge on a stick here, and we're going to take the water out of this pot. I usually let the sponge go around because I don't want to wash out that little bit of a detail I put in the bottom of the pot. I want to make sure it stays in there. So now we're going to do our water and our third pull. Just get your hands down in there, push in the bottom. Everything's coming up now, nice and easy. Sort of doing a little shaping too as I'm working on this piece. So that's pretty much it right there. Now a little bit of a belly here to get it into the cup form that I use. And now what I do on my on this You-Know-Me is I put on my finishing touch. Even though this is a glazed pot, I do some action to the outside of the pot. I run my thumbnail up the pot at a slow speed, create an indentation right there, and I stop right near the top. You can see that, and now I'm going to do that again, but I'm going to go at double speed. Okay, now I've got the altered base. It's looking pretty good. Altered base. Now I'm going to collar in the top to do the finished part of the top. And I'm using 6 pressure points in this pot to get it to collar and not have it twist up on me. I keep a sponge in my hand that gives me extra water as I'm turning. And that gives you, in case it starts to dry out on you, you can actually add a little bit of water to the pot. Now, I've got this pot close to the top where it's supposed to be. And right here under the rim, I come down right here and I put in a gesture line right there. And then another gesture line right below it to give it that roll of clay right there. And then I'm finishing the top. And I'm going to get the water out from the inside again. Smooth that inside out. I'm going to strap the upper part here just lightly to get it round and smooth. Okie dokie. And now we're going to go in here and trim the base of this pot off by just trimming with our knife tool. And one more like an undercut. Okay, we got that trimmed down, and now we're going to make the lift on the bottom by the wheel head so it doesn't look like it's planted on the shelf. And then we're going to come back in here with the sponge and smooth this all out. And then the thumbnail, we're going to take a thumbnail and rub it right above the ridge line of the lift. And then 2 more gestures down here at the very bottom. Gesture 1, gesture 2. And we're going to clean that up with the sponge. It's a little irregular, but that doesn't matter because you're going to see at the very end now. Now we're cleaning the pot. We're going to clean our hands off real quick. This is called a Unomi Japanese drinking vessel, and we're going to finish this pot in 1 second here. The cleaner you get your bats, the less work you have to do on them when you're going back to the wheel. If you clean your bat right now, except for that center spot, you'll have a clean bat to deal with. Now we're going to finish the Unomi by taking 5 fingers and we're going to crush the top like an apple. 5-finger top. And that's going to give it a more organic look. And then we drink out of this vessel, so we're going to put a thumb impression so it doesn't slip out of our hand. Right there. And here we have a Unomi. It's actually finished right now, except for signing your name on the bottom. And you can take a look at this vessel real quickly here. You can sort of, I want it to slump over. You can sort of see the side of the vessel. And right here you can see the throwing lines and the little soft spot of the clay. The thumb impression right here, and the detail right here at the very bottom. I'm trying to keep it in the light so that you all can see that. And that's a Pitter the Potter Unomi. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to stand up real quick and turn around, turn the camera around, and I'm going to take this Unomi and we're going to set it up here on a shelf, and then we're going to flip the camera around. And you're going to see we threw a 6-piece series of Unomis. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's one with the thumb impression sticking out. They all have thumb impressions. 6. So there's 2, 4, 6. And naturally, when we get these, when we do get these finished, what we're going to do when we get these finished, what we're going to do is we'll be happy to show you a finished piece. If you have any questions, please ask. This is Pitter the Potter at pitterthepotter.com in Maggie Valley, North Carolina. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.